Hi, I'm Rob from Rob's Been Running. I hope you are doing well, staying safe and training hard. As you would have guessed from the title of this video, this is the pre-race video for the Arc of Attrition, and we are less than 1 week away. We're recording this today on Saturday the 18th, so only a few days away till we line up on that start line, whether you're doing the 50, the 25 or the 100. So the mandatory kit for all three races is the same. We're going to go through the kit as part of this, but for those of you who don't know, but I'm sure you pretty much do if you're watching this video, and the likelihood is you're going to be running one of those three races. The Arc of Attrition is the 100-mile version, starts in Coverack in Cornwall and works its way to Porthtowan to the finish line where the Eco Park is. And the 50 starting at the Minack Theatre and also finishing at Porthtowan, and I believe the 25 starts around St Ives area and finishes at the same place, the Eco Park, Porthtowan. So it's a very, very tough race. It's a beautifully tough race, I'll say. I did the 50 last year, and it was tough, don't get me wrong. This is a very big undertaking, but it's super enjoyable. Cornwall is a beautiful place. The trails are beautiful to run on, and if you've not been there before or you've not run the course before, you're going to love it and hate it in equal measures, but that's why we do these things, right? So yeah, it's certainly not going to be easy, but it's going to be a wonderful day. So or 2 days, depending on or day and a half, depending on which one you're running. So I'm going to do my best to go through my interpretation of the mandatory kit list. There's been loads of chitter chatter on the internet about this, on Facebook, and what have you. But I'll try and clear that up with what I'm doing. Now, yeah, I'm no expert at this, but I have run UTMB race before, so I roughly know what to expect. So yeah, this is my interpretation of it. I think I've got it covered. I hope so, fingers crossed. But yeah, we'll get into it and we'll see, and and then yeah, go from there. And of course, at the end of the video, if you've got any comments, pop them below, and we can chat about that. But yeah, let's crack on with the list. Right, okay. So excuse me if I'm a little bit froggy. I had a cold a few weeks ago, and like the last little remnants are in the morning, they come to bite me on the bum, and then they disappear again, and then it's fine. So yeah, always in the morning, nightmare. So maybe I should be recording this in the afternoon. So I've got kit all around me everywhere, so you have to bear with me. I've got the mandatory kit, which was sent as part of the runner's pack, here in my hand, printed off, and then beside me I've got my tablet showing where I've made notes on and how I've covered that mandatory kit off. So I'm going to start from the top, clothing. So let's go through that now. Right, first things first, suitable trail running footwear. It's pretty much a given, right? There are sections where you can use, if you've got a crew, you can have road shoes, such as the bit where we go from St Ives to Hale. You could do that in road shoes, but I'm not going to be crewed, so I do have my drop bag, obviously, like everybody on the 100, and that's available at Land's End. And so I will have a spare pair of shoes in there, but I'll only use those shoes if I'm having any particular issues with the ones I started. So let's go to that now. Just grab them. So these are the ones I'm going to be starting in. This is the Hoka Mafate Speed 4. And the reason I'm starting in these is because, I mean, I only got them a couple of weeks ago, and I've been running in them just to test them out, and they're super comfortable. But I'm starting in them A, because they are comfortable, and B, they've got very luggy. So they got 5mm lugs, and you are going to need a decent luggy shoe on the trails here. There are sections which will be dry, don't get me wrong. There will be sections that are definitely going to be muddy though. Based upon the 50 we did last year, or I did last year, yeah, there are some sections in there a little bit slippery. So having some lugs is going to help you a little bit. And then if I need to switch, I will have these in my pack. These are brand new actually. I got a brand new pair because my last pair wore out. But these are the Saucony Exodus Ultra 3. They've got 4.5mm lugs or 4mm lugs on them, so not as luggy. I run in this shoe, the previous version, last year. I think I might run in the one actually, and they handled it fine. A little bit slippery on wet rock. That's why I've kind of gone for the Hoka as well, because it's got Vibram Mega Grip on the bottom, and obviously Saucony have their Power Track rubber on the bottom of their shoes, which I don't think is quite as good in wet rocky conditions as the Vibram, and that speaks volumes actually, because in the Exodus Ultra 4 Saucony have opted to put Vibram Mega Grip on the bottom of their shoes, so it'll be exciting when they come out in May, June-ish time. So that's the footwear that I'm going to be wearing. Next thing on the list is a waterproof jacket fitted with an integrated hood, sealed and taped seams. Well, that's pretty much standard these days. So I have my jackets here, plenty of them to go through. So this is the waterproof jacket that I'll be running in. This is my Montane Spine jacket. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now. Kept it really well. So it's got beautifully taped seams. It's a very good jacket. It's a 3-layer waterproof jacket. It's got a high hydrostatic rating, also has quite a high breathability rating as well, so that's good. 2 warm base layers. So for my base layers, I'm going for my standard Montane Dart long sleeve tops. So that's what they look like. I just find these really comfortable, warm. I'm going to have 3 of these tops for myself, so I'm going to put one will live in, one I'll be wearing definitely, one I will live in my racing vest or my hydration vest, and one will stay in my drop bag, so I can swap halfway, because I do plan to take a change of clothes, and I will change at Land's End when we pick up our drop bags. So these are the base layers, so I've got 3 of those. Oh, I missed out synthetic insulated mid layer or G-lay. Now I think this one is the one that's caused the most hoo-ha, should I say, on on Facebook. So it says this should be an insulating fill layer, i.e. insulated synthetic fill jacket, or an insulated synthetic fill gilet. Windproof jackets with no synthetic insulation will not be suitable. So I know everyone's been going out buying arm jackets and things like that. For this, I just tend to use a synthetic gilet that I've had for ages. It's just a padded gilet, so it's exactly the type of thing that they, from my point of view, what they say they want. It's got synthetic filling in those little air pockets here, and it's warm. Yes, it's warm. The likelihood of me wearing it, 0. But it is there in emergencies. It's just another thing to carry for me. I would rather not, to be honest with you. I've got enough jackets and things here to keep me warm. I don't really need another one, but it's there if we need it. So I'm going to be taking that. It's just a standard insulated body warmer here, or gilet, with synthetic fabric in it. So that's basically all I'm going for. Hopefully that will cover off the mandatory kit. I certainly don't want to be spending 150 to 200 pounds on a gilet just to cover off a kit list. So we've done the 2 warm base layers. Next on the list is 1 long leg trouser or race leggings. So I go for race leggings here. So let's just dig those out now, which is easier said than done. Here they are. So I've got 2. I don't expect to use 2. One will sit in my backpack, and that's these. These are the Montane trail race leggings. These are nice and warm. These are my standard ones when I'm running in super cold weather. I don't think it's going to be super cold when we run next weekend. I think it will be maybe 5-6 degrees. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on the weather. these will only come out if it gets really cold, like -1, something like that, or 0 downwards basically. So they're probably just going to live in my race pack, but I will take them anyway, as you need to. And if the weather is that cold, then I will take a backup pair, which will sit in my drop bag. So 2 pairs of race leggings there. Put those down there, out the way. Waterproof over trousers or sellotape seams, that's standard requirement these days. So I do have some Everdict waterproof trousers. I've never worn them, only tried them on, they fit fine, they're quite comfortable, but I don't wear waterproof trousers, and so far I've not done a race that's needed them. Maybe if we were running the Spine, then yes, but we're not running the Spine. So yeah, I won't be using those. They're just going to live in the race pack because they need to. 2 warm and waterproof gloves, a combination of separate warm gloves or mittens and waterproof outer glove is acceptable. So when this was the Mud Crew event, before it was taken over by UTMB, they just requested a liner glove and then a waterproof mitt. That's basically what this is saying here. So I do actually have a pair of waterproof gloves coming. They've not arrived yet. I ordered them ages ago. I think they're due on Monday, so I can't show you those. But the waterproof mitts I've got are Innovate ones, Innovate Professional running gloves or mitts, and they are waterproof, which is great. And then I've got a selection of liner gloves. So depending on the weather, and we'll keep an eye on the forecast, I've got my Montane Trail gloves. These are my standard gloves that I always use. So they're quite thin. They do enough just to take the edge off, but paired with these, it's quite warm. And then I do have a couple of other selections of gloves. These are just ones that I've had for a long time, got off the internet, but they're quite grippy. They've got the bits on for mobile phone usage, and they're relatively warm. They're not waterproof, and these ones are super warm, definitely not waterproof because they're woolly. They would make a good liner glove as well, only if it's really cold though, because otherwise your hands would get hot and sweaty, and that's worse probably. So I've got a few pairs of options there. I'll see what the weather's like as to which pairs I take. I will be taking that new waterproof pair with me as well. So I think it'll be 3 pairs of gloves in total that I'll take, and then we'll see which ones we use. And then warm beanie hat. Okay, so I have 2 merino wool hats here. Just this one's a 4-class hat. I think that's how you say it, 4-class. Just a standard merino beanie, and this one is a Buff, Buff brand beanie. But yeah, these are nice and warm, so they'll be using those. So I've got a switch at halfway to make sure I stay warm. If it's not cold, I will be wearing a cap. So I've got 2 caps here. There's a Montane cap and this one's a Solomon cap. So I'll be wearing those if it's not cold, but I will obviously be taking the beanies with me because you have to, at least one. And then it says beanie or buff. I will be taking buffs with me because, or multi-wraps, whatever you want to call them. I use these quite a lot, so I'll be wearing, if it's cold, I'll be wearing 2. So I'll be wearing one on my wrist, which I use just to wipe my face with, and the other one will be around my neck. If it's not cold, then I'll just be wearing one, but I'll make sure I have backup ones of these in my race pack and in my drop bag, because they do get grubby and I do like to keep them fresh. So that's on to that. So next we're on to equipment. Running pack or similar, designed to carry mandatory clothing, equipment, blah, blah, blah. So I will be using, if I can grab it, my Salomon Advanced Skin 12 set. So I bought this a while ago. I've been running it now for a while, just to test it all out, make sure it's all good. It is good. I'm going to be packing all of my kit that I have to run with into that this weekend, or tomorrow, Sunday, and I shall be going on my run with a full kit, poles, everything. I've got a pole quiver for this, and I'll be taking running poles as well. So there will be definitely need running poles for this race, particularly towards the second half of the race, the latter half, because it does get, yeah, it's tiring. So I'll be using that. And obviously inside that I've got a Sea to Summit dry bag, which is a 8-litre dry bag to fit in there, and hopefully I shall squeeze all of my kit into there. So that's the running pack that I'll be using. Smartphone, if you've got your smartphone, standard smartphone, on there you must have the Live Trail app, so if you haven't got that, download the app. When you log into the app, you must make sure you log in with the email address that you used to sign up to the race. If you do that, then the app will recognise you, recognise that you've signed up to the race. You'll have all your details on there, you've got your race bib on there, but more importantly, it's got the tracking stuff on there. So you will have a tracker on you, on your shoulder, but also that app is used to track you as well. And you can also, you'll notice there's an SOS button on there, so if you get into trouble, you can press that. You can call the medical team, you can call the race director. So yeah, you need to have that app on you. And importantly, you're not allowed to put your phone into airplane mode, save battery. You do need to have your phone active and working the whole way round. Now, if you're doing the full 100, that can be tricky because you're going to be on the trails for a very long time, and likelihood is that your phone's going to run out of battery. So you need to carry with you a battery backup. So I'm not sure if that's in here. I think it references it somewhere, but I've purchased a battery backup. Now I had one, it was quite a chunky one, so in order to keep the weight down, or try to keep the weight down, I went out and bought another one. This one's super thin. I'm going to take it out of the pack here. I keep it in this this sealable bag just to keep it dry. This is a Usgang, something like that. Anyway, you notice it's super thin, super light. It was cheap. It's probably good for a couple of charges of your phone. It's got a nice little indicator on there to tell you how much battery you've got in that. So, and it comes with if you've got an iPhone, it comes with a little iPhone cable built into it, which is quite nice. I haven't got an iPhone, so I've just got a very short USB-C cable to charge my phone with. So I've put all of that in there already. So I'll be using that on the day to keep my phone charged up. Okay, reusable cup, 150 mils minimum. This must be suitable for consuming hot drinks or soup. Bottles and flasks with lids are not acceptable. Okay, so this is interesting because I don't usually take hot food on races, but I have a feeling I probably will do on that. So I actually had to go and buy these because I haven't had one before. I normally use this, just a standard little soft cup, and I will be taking this because the other stuff was going to live in the side of my race pack. This I always have handy. So when you get to one of those aid stations where it's only cold stuff only, and you just wanted some Coke, I'll use this for that. So that will be there. Now I had to go and buy these. So I've got a collapsible cup here. So this is quite a hard one. So this is suitable for hot drinks. It's also got a sturdy holder here, but that cap is pretty flat. So I'll be using that for that. And then next on the list is the reusable plate or bowl and cutlery. So you need a spork for that. So I have a spork here, a fork, a little bit of a serrated edge on that as well if you want to cut anything, and a spoon. So I have that to eat with, and this is the bowl. So this is a fire maple bowl. It's got a nice little cover here. You can take that off. So I could take that off and just have it a little bit lighter. I may do that, I'm not sure yet. And then that collapses out into a bowl, so you can have some better, warmer food in there. Don't know what they're going to be serving, but we can take that on there. So that's the cup, bowl, spork, bit covered off. Okay, so the capacity to carry 1.5 litres of fluid, mandatory to depart some of those aid stations with the 1.5 litres of fluid. I know which bit they're talking about, and that's the Zena section, which is like the longest bit on the course and also probably the most demanding part on the course. Certainly from my point of view, when I did it last year, it's a tough old section. It's a long slog through that area to St Ives where you've got the checkpoint. And yes, you will go through a lot of water. I went through 1.5 litres last year and I ran out. Luckily, there's a fellow competitor, fellow runner, who helped me out with that. So yeah, I always remember that. So obviously I'm going to have soft flask 2 in the front of my race vest. I've got a spare one which I will take inside my race vest, just packed away. And then I have this old soft flask, which is a Kalenji soft flask. The reason I carry this is because it's got a lockable lid, so it doesn't leak. So and that will be just in the back of my race vest. I carry this in the little pouch at the back, which is usually reserved for carrying your waterproof jacket, but I carry this in there. It fits really well. It's easy to run with it, and I can grab it when I need it. So I should definitely be using those 3 all the time. This is a spare just in case I need it. So I'll have the ability to carry 2 litres. 2 fully functioning hand or head torches with spare batteries. Goes without saying, you're going to be in the dark a lot this time of the year. You need some good head torches. One thing you can't scrimp on really, this one. So I have got 2 quite high powered head torches. This is the Fenix HP16R. It's my go-to head torch. I've been using it for years now. It's got the battery packs on the back, so it's like a balanced head torch. Quite a big battery pack, and I have a spare one of those as well. That's super bright. I won't need it on super bright. I'll have it on a medium setting. So I think the battery on that on medium is 8 hours. So with a second battery I should have enough, but then I've got a spare one. So this is a Nightcore UT32. Again, got a really long burn time on it, about 8 hours as well on medium setting, and another spare battery there for that. So yeah, both of those will see me through absolutely okay. No issues there. Red tail light. This is an awkward one. So these are quite cheap to buy. If you've got a tail light or a red light on the back of your head torch, that doesn't constitute, you're not allowed that. Well, you can have it, but it doesn't cover off the mandatory list. You need to have separate tail light. Now these are cheap. This is the tail light I've got. It flashes, or you can have it on constant, and it lasts for absolutely ages. I have a spare because you get 2 in the box, and so I'll just carry one. I'll stick one in my drop bag, and I have this one attached to my race vest. I need to work out how to attach this to my race vest because it's got a clip, but they move around, so I'm probably going to have to tape that on somewhere, somehow. But yeah, you need a couple of lights like that just to affix to the back of your race vest, and they have to stay on from the start to the finish, even in daytime. So these ones I bought off Amazon a while ago. They are from a company called Everbeam. Very cheap. You can pick them up really easily. So yeah, you need to get yourself one of those at least. Survival emergency bivy bag. Yeah, another thing goes without saying. I have a Life Systems one here. I've had this for a while, but it's a full bag you can get in, and it will cover you right up. So that's what you need to be safe. It does say here these must have a minimum dimension of 2 meters by 0.9 meters. So yeah, just check that when you purchase it. Emergency food reserve, which they're saying is 800 calories, equivalent to 2 gels and 2 energy bars. I've got kind of a mixture of bits here. I've got like a little energy bar, I've got a gel, I've also got 2 flapjacks in there. That just about covers off 800 calories. So yeah, that's what I've got in mind. Survival adhesive, self-adhesive elastic bandage. This can serve as a bandage or strapping. Minimum dimensions are 100 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Now, yeah, this was quite tricky to find. You can get it off Amazon. I have it here. This is mandatory for all UTMB races, so when you've got it, you've got it, as long as you haven't got to use it, and then you have to buy another one. But this one's from Performance Health. But yeah, you can get it off Amazon. Just check on the dimensions. You have to be quite careful with that because they do check it. So you can have your self-adhesive bandage there. Next on the list is a compass, and the ability to use it. So if you haven't done a compass course, and you might need to go and do one. I'm pretty crap at navigation, to be honest with you, but I do know how it works. I'm just not very good at it, but I've got it in case. To be fair, you won't get lost on the coast path. You've got to cover the mandatory kit. These compasses are quite cheap, but yeah, so that's the one I've got. It does the job, basically. Okay, and then personal identification, you just need to take driver's license with you, or a similar piece of ID with a photo on it. There's some other bits that they don't mention on here, so before we get into the cold weather kit. First aid kit, so I always take a first aid kit. This is the one I have, just a standard one online, like for trail racing stuff. You can get them from anywhere. I'd say Harrier is a good place as any to get one from. Their medikits are small and quite good. I've got all the standard stuff in here, Compeed for the blisters and all your usual fare that you get in these things. So I think they're super important. So make sure that you've got those. And I'm also taking some other little bits as well, and these will sit in my drop bag. Just some other medical bits and pieces, anti-inflammatory creams and things like that. Paracetamol. Can't take ibuprofen. They won't let you take that. It is dangerous to take it when you're running. So yeah, don't be tempted to do that. If you need to take anything, then just take some anti-inflammatory creams, something like that, just in case you need to. You've got a dodgy knee or something like that. Yeah, maybe that will work for you. So if it's cold weather, I don't expect us to need this. We've got to take it. But if it's cold weather, you need a couple of additional items for their cold weather kit. Protective clear lens eyewear. Yeah, I mean, I never wear glasses when I'm racing, not even sunglasses actually. So sometimes I take them, but I never end up wearing them because it gets on my nerves. So the likelihood we're going to need these is incredibly slim. I happen to luckily have a pair of glasses from my mountain biking days, which are like polar icewear. So they've got the lens stuff in order to block out the sun, protect your eyes and stuff like that. These are pretty good. So they're similar to sunglasses. They're not. They've just got polar lenses in them, but they fit this mandatory list quite well, which is good, because I didn't really want to have to go out buying a pair of glasses just for that. So I've got those, and then a therm warm layer. So this should be a high loft jacket smock featuring synthetic insulation, Prima Loft, Polartec or equivalent garments. I have a few tops here. The one that ticks off their list is this one. So this is Polartec, and this is from Gore. I've had this for a few years now. This is a Gore Infinium jacket. It's really nice and warm. I only wear it when the temperature gets 0 and below, because otherwise I get too hot. But that jacket will tick off the list. So yeah, that's the Gore Infinium jacket. Not cheap. I think it's about £200 or something like that, just over 200 quid, that jacket. You can get them cheaper now, but yeah, it's that will cover off the list. I do have some other jackets which I'm taking. Whether I use them or not is another question. But yeah, I am taking this jacket as well. So this one is a Odlo jacket. It's a lightweight or zero weight, I think they call it. Running jacket it's good for about -5, and then as part of a layering system. So I'll be taking that. And then I do have a windproof jacket as well. Now I think we may have glossed over that bit, so I'm just going to check back to make sure that we haven't missed anything. I feel like I've missed something here, because it did come up. Oh yes. So as part of the warm base layers, so just running back to clothing, as part of the warm base layers, I'm using the base layers that I said, but it also says that both tops need to be either a minimum weight of 180 grams or paired with a durable water repellent protection windproof jacket. Now, I did buy another top just to make sure they covered this off, and that's here. I've actually got a couple of tops actually here, so I'll be taking them to the mandatory kit list. If I don't need to carry them, I won't, because it's a lot of kit here. first of all, I've got a DHB, which is a cycling brand actually, a DHB merino wool top. Now this is a 200 gram top, so this does tick that off. It's very warm. And then I have this new Montane jacket that I've got. This is a Montane Dart XT thermal zip jacket, and this is 180 grams. Now, yeah, that should cover it off, but I do have and this isn't the right jacket because it's not arrived yet, but I do have coming a windproof jacket. So I think it's a Ron Hill one I got. No, it wasn't Ron Hill. Forget the brand. It's a windproof jacket that I've got coming, which has DWR protection. This one here that I've got doesn't, so I won't be taking this jacket. But it's very, very similar to this one, just standard windproof jacket, but it's got DWR protection on it, which is durable water repellent. So yeah, that covers that off. So it might feel like I've doubled up there on quite a bit because, you know, this is my standard base layer, the Montane Dart tops. The other ones there are only going to be used if it really gets cold, and probably not at all. Usually, and what I will be starting in if it's not freezing is those dart jackets, those dart base layers, which I said, and gilet. So I've got two gilets here. This is an Odlo gilet. I find that they work well keeping your core body warm, and I have a Montane gilet as well here. Just they're both windproof, just enough to keep the wind off to keep me warm. So that's all of the mandatory kit covered. The only thing left to go through now is just I'm just going to go through the nutrition that I'm going to be using, and just so you know, the watch that I'm going to be wearing is this one. So this is the Garmin Enduro. It lasts forever, so that will last the full race. Let me just grab the nutrition. Obviously this is very, very personal to everybody. I've got some bits here, pre-race bits, which is some breakfast drinks just before the race. That's just to give me some calories before we get going. But in terms of hydration, I shall be using High Five caffeine 0 in one bottle. The other bottle I'll have Tailwind. So I've got plenty of sachets of that. Food wise, I've got some dried fruit here, which I use quite a lot. I've got some Kendall mint cake. I've got some flapjacks in here. I've got some sorry moat loaf in here. I have my Precision Hydration chews. These are really good. This is the lemon and mint ones. I like those a lot. And then let's pop that back in there. And then lastly, I've got a ton of gels. So I use Torque as my preferred fueling, my gels. I just find they just agree with my stomach. I get on well with them. So I've got multiple ones here. This one's the caffeine caramel latte. Lots of different flavors in order to keep it interesting, because you don't want to get bored of the flavors. So we've got banoffee in here. We've got raspberry ripple. What else have we got here? Strawberry yogurt, lemon drizzle. So yeah, a mixture of different sickly flavors. So hopefully my palate doesn't get bored of those. So yeah, a few different bits and pieces in there to try and keep it interesting, because undoubtedly I will get bored of the food. But yeah, I have to keep taking it in. So so that is all of the kit I'll be taking. I hope that you're prepared. I mean, I feel like I'm prepared, but I also feel like I'm a bit all over the place. It'll be fine. By the end of this weekend, everything will be done and dusted, and we'll just be patiently waiting for Friday to come along, or Thursday when we go and do kit check, and keep our fingers crossed that we pass it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So yeah, I think that's it. I mean, if you're running the Arc of Attrition, and the chances are if you're watching this you will be, yeah, let me know how you're getting on with your prep. So leave a note in the comments below. If you're going to be running the 100, then it'd be really, you know, looking forward to seeing you on the start line. I'm running wave 2, so I start at 12:30. Just got that through the other day. So yeah, hopefully I'll see some of you on the start line. Some of you might be ahead of me in wave 1. But yeah, it's going to be an excellent day or day and a half. Aim goals. The goal for me is just to finish the race. I do have a second goal. So if I'm running well and everything's going swimmingly, then I'm hoping to finish in the daylight, which will mean a 4 or 5 o'clock finish, depending on when it gets dark there. So that would be tough. Probably a 28-hour race. Yeah, I mean, it's 28 hours. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But yeah, that's kind of what it's going to be. So yeah, they're my goals for the race, but really just want to get around it, pick up that buckle, and have a good time, meeting people, friends, and other trail runners. So yeah, it's all about the camaraderie and the community. So yeah, really looking forward to it. As I said, do leave me notes in the comments below if you've got any questions as well regarding any of the kits, regarding if you're a bit unsure about stuff, and I will do my best to help. But of course, if you really need the proper answer, then do message the guys at UTMB, and hopefully they'll get back to you. They're a great bunch of people, and it's nice to see that they've kept the people from the mud crew, the race directors from mud crew, to do this race. So yeah, really good to see that. So I hope that's helped you. I know it was a bit all over the place, so apologies for that, but hopefully that's covered off everything, and I look forward to seeing you at Porth Tower and Eco Park. Right, that's it. Train hard, race hard, have fun. Until next time, I will see you soon. Take care.